Hello, everyone, and welcome to Will's World. We're here to talk about my own personal case here. I can't give any names, but we're going to call it another Tinder Swindler, and we'll also talk about the Alex Pretti shooting. But I'm here in the studio here with Alex. Damn it, we're going to have to redo it. We have to redo it. Damn it, we have to redo it. That was perfect. Damn it.
Wait a minute. We get to redo openings. I had no idea. I always just go with the flow.
Well,
Your name's not Alex.
Normally people don't screw it up that bad.
Yeah, that's really bad.
I know,
Thanks.
right?
That was pretty bad. I'm sorry. That was.
Your
I
hat's
see how
fading
he
in and out. You know, it's kind
Oh gosh. Okay.
I think the twin.
Keep it different.
Just
Tinder
don't move
Swindler
in it.
is
Okay,
a
don't
tongue
move. All right.
twister.
All right, you ready to try it again?
Yes, I'm
because
ready
we
to try
haven't
again.
stopped rolling, so just start.
Oh, great. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Will's World. I'm here to talk about a Tinder Swindler case that I have, and also the Alex Pretti shooting in Minnesota. Here we have Alan and Chrissy in the studio.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
All right. So, it's coming up to Valentine's Day. So, I have an interesting case here, and I was allowed to talk about certain details. Investigation is still in progress. But basically, there was an individual that was, checking out Tinder, wanted to find that special someone. And after
On Tinder, special someone? I don't
yes,
think
that
so.
special someone on Tinder,
It might find someone, but I don't know how
Just
special.
doesn't
they'll
sound
be.
right in the same sentence.
Well, she
Yeah.
wanted to find that special someone, and she thought she did. And she says, "Hey, let's meet up." And there were a lot of red flags. Like I told her, I said, "Well, if Tinder is a dating site, not a financial advice or any type of stock trading or any type of financial advice site." So she met up with the guy, and he started talking instantly money. And he spends very little on her, just a little bit to try to see her. He's in almost the center of the state. He goes out to meet her, and when it comes down to it, she says, "Well, what's your deal?" He's they never became close. Let me see, or let's say intimate. He was more focused on her finances, and he has a woman working with him. Maybe it's an accountant per se, and basically what he likes to do is take your property, put your property into a trust, make him the beneficiary. And of course, he says that this is the reason why he does this is so you can not evade, but let's say you won't have to worry about taxes per se on a property. That's not
That's
correct.
the line he gives.
That's the line he gives the
Right.
victims. But on the other hand, of course, it's one of those things where your property's gone for forever, and he goes ahead and tries to take out a loan on the property on the equity, and then lets it go into foreclosure.
Mm.
It's horrible.
How many
horrible.
times has he done this?
Oh, well, as many as I've found out so far, he had about 10 properties.
10.
Oh, yeah, 10 properties. And,
There is
this.
so much to unpack right there, just in that little bit that you said. I mean,
I know.
the red flag factory is going off like in my brain versus
Right.
just using Tinder as a whole. But
Right.
then what is wrong with these women? You're not even sleeping with the guy, and you're gonna give him your house or your property and just turn it over? Like, it's nothing like there's something wrong.
Well,
with
she was
these
taking it.
people.
Well, now the other women he might have slept with. This lady I know, she didn't. She just said, and she didn't lose any property either. She's very cautious of her.
She didn't
cautious
sign
of
it
him.
over?
No, she didn't sign. She signed nothing over. So I told her, I gave her the advice. I said, well, tell him that you're not interested. You're very busy right now. You have to go. And it's been since like June. He's been June of last year,
Wow.
trying to obtain her properties and so on. And right when I said, let me know what he says when you tell him this. And immediately after that, he says, "Oh, but baby, I love you. Where are you going?" For the full first second, wait a minute.
How
It's
do you
baby, I love
somebody
you.
You're not even being intimate with them. This is insane.
I know, right?
The whole thing
I
is
know.
like,
He's like, but baby, I love you. No, don't go. And we could work this out. And even it came up to her birthday, and he says, "Oh, well, how am I supposed to remember it's your birthday?" I said, "Now he doesn't know any of your details. You've been talking since June." And I said it should be about learning about each other. It should be the dating process. But he doesn't know your birthday. And he says, well, okay, cool. Can you go ahead and, wire or send me some money, and I can go and get you a gift.
With
Red
her
flags.
money?
Yes, red flags here now. I said, no. I said, no.
I need to meet this guy.
Oh, trust me.
Alan,
He's
the
not.
guy or the girl, because the girl sounds like she doesn't have a marble in her head.
No.
No, she didn't fall for it. But no, I got to meet the guy so I can get people to give me money to buy them presents.
He's that, and now he's not an attractive-looking man. Now he's not an attractive-looking guy. Now he looks rough, but he does convince me. Yeah, he convinces a lot of women to turn over their properties because of tax reasons.
Well, if looking rough is a prerequisite.
Don't go there.
I got it.
Don't go there. I know you're going to do that. Try not to.
Oh, my.
Okay.
This show's going sideways.
And this, yeah, I said, it's good that you noticed that there was some suspicious things going on, red flags. I said, yeah, and I let her know. I said, well, she said, can you do a background? I did a background and found out that he was doing this to various people, various women. Well, one man too. So,
okay,
yeah.
I'm out.
Oh, wait a minute! Now you're out.
The man thing.
Right? But no, I said, okay. I just noticed there were a lot of entries, and also many different lawyers. About 4 different lawyers, and they were all put in trust. And I said, wait a minute, this is not right. And all the properties were taken out of the victims' names. And what that does is that, of course, when the person even passes away, their family members can't even put the property in probate because it's not their property anymore.
No, it's in trust.
It's in trust. So
let me ask you then, in the ways that he did it with other people, it's a swindle.
Yes.
But once they signed it, he legally owns it, unless you can prove the swindle.
He sure does.
So is that what you're attempting to do? Is I don't want to use the word bait, but lead him into continuing to give himself rope to hang himself so that he can be caught?
That is correct. That's why I'm not giving, of course, names or any type of. Yeah,
sure.
So yeah, that's why. And
good,
he's
good.
he will be he'll be making a news soon.
On Tinder for you, I sure will. I'll get that guy.
So anyways, yeah, and when you see a picture, you're gonna see. We'll see if you'll do it. Yeah.
I think you're onto something bigger here, though. Now, just by talking about it, I think that you should have Tinder or these dating apps. They really do need to do backgrounds on these people and these predators and these guys that just prey on women and weak women who get broken up, think they have nothing going for themselves. That's why sometimes they go to these websites to try to find the man that's going to save them. And
do you need
fall for dupes like this?
But do you need a background for something like this? This is common sense. See, certain things.
Well, no.
Yes.
I think that anybody
common sense doesn't exist.
That's true.
If you're a predator, everybody should know that your account's flagged, and it should have a certain criteria to explain domestic violence, just anything. I think nowadays a background.
Does Tinder cost anything to be on it?
No,
I don't know. Like I said, it's okay.
No, that one's free from what I've heard. And when we had Christy B on the other day, she talked about Tinder is pretty much just a breeding ground for a cesspool of people meeting up and doing it once and leaving each other. That's not
Question now. Now I noticed you said that a lot of women being victims. Now, what about the males?
Oh, okay. There are some males, but statistically wise, more women are involved.
You're saying statistically there are more women now?
Yes. I was reading statistics before you did your show, and they said that women complain more about abuse and stalking and being taken advantage of from the dating websites than the men do.
You're saying that when more women complain about stalking on Tinder than men. Okay, well, that's interesting.
And being
That's very
sent
interesting.
photos that they don't want.
No,
you know, like when a girl just meets a guy.
actually,
hold on.
Oh, I know.
Hold on.
Thank
now.
you. Go ahead.
There's a guy
Take it.
that used to work for me. I won't mention his name. You know who you are.
you know who he is.
There was a guy that used to work for me. And
we know.
And he was like the Tinder king. And his goal was to rack up body count. And there was nobody resisting on Tinder.
Of course not.
And Tinder is, from what he told me, is a it's not a dating app. It's a hookup app.
Right.
So if a woman or a guy is on Tinder, which is a hookup app, you really can't complain about a guy trying to hook up or a woman trying to hook up with a guy. I mean, that's what the site is.
That's right.
So, if you open the door, somebody's going to walk through.
Right. And how many, when it comes to women dating, how many women really have to go on a dating site, to pick up a guy?
I think if we look at it, now I've been out of the dating scene for, thank goodness, quite a while.
Yes, sir.
However,
okay.
If a guy
no,
but if a guy walks into a bar, I would give a 99.99% chance that a woman's not going to buy him a drink.
That is right.
On the reverse,
if a woman,
the guy is buying the drink for the woman to try to So,
men don't buy drinks anymore for women. We talked about this the other night, remember?
Yeah, well, that's because men now are pansies. But in the old days,
that's true.
In the old days, a man would come in and buy the woman a drink. Never would a woman buy a guy. No, I shouldn't say never, but the odds are it wouldn't happen in reverse. And, when you go out to dinner, typically, at least back then, the woman's not grabbing out her purse to pay for the meal. It's expected for the guy
to be paying for.
So, hypothetically speaking, perhaps over a decade ago, I'm not on Tinder, but I may have been on a dating site. And Allegedly,
okay,
yeah,
that's fine.
I was on a dating site that I met my wife on.
Okay,
but allegedly, beyond
but it worked out.
Okay, it did. And I don't know how common that is, but it did in the case. However, never once, did any woman ever say, "I'll buy dinner" or "Let's go Dutch" or any of that kind of stuff. It was always expected from the guy to do it, and there were women who were going out with as many guys as they could,
of course,
for free dinners.
For free
dinners. They would have free dinner 7 nights a week.
That's right.
And there was no relationship idea in their mind.
No, they'll say, "Hey, well, he was creepy. I'm gone." And I have, what, Chrissy, I have a question for you. When it comes to guys, if you go into a bar, how many times you hear or you even say yourself, you had to turn down so many guys? They were so annoying. You want to talk to you, all this other stuff, right? Huh?
Well, it depends.
Say yes.
No. It doesn't depend. No. We're talking about
depends,
how many.
Depends is an adult diaper.
That is an adult diaper. We're talking about. Yeah, thank you. Now,
I find
when
that
it comes,
men tend to go with the girls that they think is a little bit more on the easier scale, not so much of a challenge.
No, they go for any woman that walks through the door.
Well, it depends on how much liquid courage they have in them. That's for sure.
Okay, that's true.
Well, okay. But on the other hand, how many guys say, "I had to turn down 50 women at the bar"?
Well, I don't like to brag.
I don't like to brag. We had to turn down 50 women, as I walk through the bar. We're being realistic here.
I have to carry a baseball bat just to keep away.
Just walk in and like, boom, all I wanted was a drink and to sit down with Bob and everything. Yeah, come on.
No, that's exactly it. It's that way, or it was that way. I'm not in the dating scene now, so I don't know if it's that way, but it was that way. And then women would complain that too many, they dress, provocatively.
Of course.
And I'm not saying that women shouldn't.
No.
You can dress whatever way you want. But
course.
if you have guys then coming up and hitting on you, don't complain about the guys. If you advertise, somebody's going to answer the ad.
Of course.
So that's my thought on it. And I'm not putting a guilt trip on women for dressing provocatively, but don't complain about what happens as a result.
But let's say when it comes,
Swindler. Yep. Exactly.
But when it comes to, let's say, certain requirements of men, now let's say a swindler usually has to look attractive. That's what really gets me about this case because, okay, Chrissy, what would you think a perfect guy would be, let's say, that would get your attention? That you would say the perfect guy for you. How tall?
Uh-oh, here we go.
Oh, no, don't do it. Come on now.
Oh, yeah, no, I like my men over 6 foot.
Oh, okay. You're 5 feet tall. But anyways, all right, he has to be over 6 feet tall. Now,
protecting thing. I don't know.
Right. He can't. And what about like body? Does he have to be like? Is he like going to be like kind of tubby? Gut. Bear gut.
Teddy bear style.
You know what I'm saying?
At this point, I really don't care. I could date you or your dad. So we're at that age where I really don't care as long as you treat.
Did you just go there?
My dad's 100.
Yeah.
Literally, he's 100.
I literally could. I could date a 30-year-old or I could date the 50-year-old. So I really don't care. But at this point in my life, I think
also he has to be stable, has to have the income, has to have a certain height.
Right. So there's requirements.
So what, when it comes to like men being over 6 feet tall, you've eliminated majority of the population.
And that's a good thing.
Okay. So why are women complaining when it comes to?
I can't date a short guy. There's something about it. I can't.
Okay.
Napoleon complex.
It's a Napoleon complex.
Right?
I know. Right. I mean, one time, I opened the door and I was like, you knocked on the door, I opened the door and I said, wait a minute, where is she? And then, I'm messing with you. But no, I'm just playing around. But no, it's a different selection process. But usually they use someone as bait that has a certain look.
Like overweight and looks like they're desperate?
Wow.
Well,
no, but
I mean,
because I don't mean that. I don't mean that negatively towards them, but people that are not taking care of themselves, I should say,
right,
are perhaps more open to somebody that's paying attention to them.
Well, of course.
So is that the style?
Of course.
Yeah.
And that is, of course, when there's someone that's not, let's say, a certain look, let's say that the media would perceive as beautiful or the society would, I'm trying to be nice here, then, yeah, you would get more attention and that would make you a target.
We're gonna go back to common sense here. And again, if you're on
you keep saying that, but there isn't any.
Oh, but
common sense went out the window.
If you go on these dating apps to either hook up or try to find somebody, you're taking that on your own risk because they don't run backgrounds. You don't know if the picture and the profile is really him or his brother. Like, there's so many unknowns.
I ran into that when I was back then.
Yeah, it's safer just to have God throw those people in your life instead of
whoa. Yeah, that's true.
That's when you do this.
That's true. But wait a minute, Chris.
But do you know the guy in the bar?
You don't know the guy in the bar.
Right.
You don't know the guy in the bar, but it's on your terms. And if you want to continue to talk to him, you can't.
Is it on your terms?
See there. No, she just admitted it, right?
Oh.
It's on her terms.
Yes.
Yeah, and I hate talking to a guy and meeting him over the phone. Like, get some balls, come and talk to me. We can have a normal conversation. I don't need to get to know you through text messaging. That's so impersonal.
But what if he's only 5'5" and he comes to talk to you
with high heels?
I'm just
what is he, Prince? Zombie ghost or something?
Automatically in the friend zone. Like, that's
And that's automatically in the friend zone, right? But what if he actually has a good heart and a good person? But let's say if
really good friends.
But what if the guy is 6 feet tall, has a couple of felonies, but says maybe he's changed a little bit?
Yeah, no.
And he has not committed any other crimes after the 6-year time period or something like that. But, hey, he works.
Long gap of him trying to prove himself or making sure that man has changed before I would dip my toe.
Okay, so you're giving someone that has a record a chance over the shorter guy that does it. Yep. So that's what I'm telling you. That's the reason why this happens. Okay, I proved my point right there. Short isn't so bad when you're sitting there.
Factory going off, and I would definitely follow science and be like, yeah, no, he definitely didn't change.
Yeah, well, it's 3 a.m. and you're pulling out bail money or something like that. The short guy isn't so bad. Now is he? And I'm saying that for the short guys, I'm 6'4". So.
Hey, so how tall is this Tinder Swindler?
No, he's only like 5'7", 5'8".
Oh, that's a red flag.
He has, he has like a very poor disposition. He's like this slouched over. He's like about,
Don't give too many details. He might watch this.
No, he doesn't watch. He wouldn't even think anything of this. I'll tell you what.
How long do you, like, when you're doing an investigation like this, like, how long have you been working on something like this? Like, how long does it take to nab somebody doing something like this?
Well, you have to, like, really catch them actually in the act. Let's say obtain enough video of this going down, because like Alan said, this is basically a legal process that he's doing. He's getting everyone to sign over property legally.
Unless you can prove criminal intent.
Yes, prove criminal intent and say, oh, he forced me under duress to sign over my property, and, the notary and everyone else was in on it. It's like the movie Pain and Gain, where, they beat up the guys and force the notary to sign and everything. It's one of those things. But like I said, you also have, there are red flags, there are background checks. But like you said, there are certain people that will be allowed to enter your life, and that's the problem. And that's usually what the swindlers, the characteristics of these swindlers. That's what shocks me about this guy. He has nothing that most women would possibly want. And, I never have
is he
any
a smooth
type of
talker?
Oh, no.
He's got to be a master manipulator.
Has to be.
Yeah. It didn't work on the lady that,
So 1 out of 10?
Well, she looks way better than him. And,
Did she report him to Tinder, by the way? Because, like, if
she reported him.
Bad things, I mean, he's going to sit there, and I've noticed, and from what I've read, most of the Tinder feedbacks are 6 to 8 months will get back to you. So this guy is still getting the superior likes promotions.
Then he just changes the profile.
He's got other identities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
you like that? You like that? He's got other identities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to continue to be duped.
Right. And I mean, he's one of the guys that he just rolls the dice and just says, "Hey, okay, whoever bites." Now, he's not somebody like the real Tinder Swindler was actually more, he was more built. He was physically fit. He was younger looking.
There was another one.
11, the real Tinder Swindler.
Oh, yeah.
But he just didn't have a heist payoff on that.
So this is a thing?
Oh, it's a thing. Yeah. There are a lot of guys that go on Tinder so they can, like, pick up women that they know maybe that had. But usually it's not, the young baby mamas with, like, 2 kids with, like, 3 or 4 kids or something that's, with maybe an alimony payment. No, because then that's a whole different thing. Because if you catch someone in a situation like that, they can kind of lose their alimony. So they're not going to be a good target.
Right.
Okay. Because then they'll be liable for their, their well-being and stuff like that for the kids. But no, usually they'll pick someone that's very successful, lonely, because of, let's say, again, hypergamy. If there's a woman that makes, let's say, 6 figures, so you make no, let's be realistic here, Chris. If you make $500,000 a year, $500,000 a year, would you be interested in a man that makes $60,000 a year?
Absolutely not.
Right. He has to be making the same or higher, right?
Same or higher, yeah.
Okay. Now, when it comes down to equal pay, we're not going to go there. But like I said, now, if a man makes $500,000 a year, do you think that he will find a woman that can make a lot less? Alan, if you made $500,000 a year, and you're a single man, would you be open to a woman that makes $50,000 or $60,000 a year?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care. Why wouldn't you care?
Because I'm the breadwinner.
You're the breadwinner, right?
That's the male thing.
Right.
It's the manly thing. It's not. No, because the thing, like I said,
it's not trophy
it's
wife.
Not the trophy wife thing at all.
I hate to call it a social norm. That's what it is.
It's a social norm.
But it's bred into the male thing that the male takes care of the family.
Right.
And so it wouldn't matter to me if the woman Now, I like it if she made more,
right.
but it wouldn't matter to me if she made less.
Right. If she made more, it wouldn't bother you at all. Right. But on the other hand,
women are nesters.
But yes,
and that's where that comes in.
But if a woman makes more money, then that means generally she's not going to go with the guy making less money, and that's the problem. Yeah. It's like you will pass up a good man that makes less money for somebody that maybe that makes $1 million. That you may not even have a chance with, but you think that you have a chance only because of the money. And guys, we don't care about money.
No, not the paycheck bit. That she's making.
No, not at all.
Well,
no, not at all.
Yeah. An ego thing for men to date a woman that's making less money.
That's an ego trip.
No. I thought he was talking about it, that he said men don't care about money.
Men don't care about what the woman makes.
Men don't care about what the woman makes now.
Yeah. Yes. Stays home, takes care of your kids, and cooks for you. That's kind of like
right. That's the nesting thing.
And if she's loyal to you and good to you, yes.
Right. That's the important thing in a guy's mind.
Right.
Nesting and being. I hate to use the word taken care of because that sounds like gold digger, but a woman that the woman that has is provided for so that she can take care of the family.
Right.
Is, I think, from a male point of view, that's the female mindset.
Right.
And the male mindset is to be the provider.
Right. Or,
so it doesn't matter what she's making.
But in nature, she's basically going to take off on you if she's making more anyway, because she's going to think, hey, you know what, I could find better. I could do better or something like that because of just the financial aspect of that. But we do need to move on because we have to talk about...
we have to make this a shotgun segment.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Very short segment here. Yeah, we were going to talk about like when it comes to open carry, when you should and when you should not carry.
Open carry or concealed? Or both?
No concealed. We're not even going to go there open. Now, when it came to the protests in Minnesota with Alex Pretti, no. Open carry during a protest is bad enough when you're concealed carry.
But wasn't it behind his back, stuck in his pants with his jacket covering it? So it wouldn't be open carry.
No, that's concealed carry.
Concealed carry. That's what he had.
Yep. He had concealed carry, and that's our Second Amendment right. Yes. When you have, and especially you have a concealed carry permit.
Well, but to step off a little bit on that,
all right.
Like your free speech amendment.
That's right.
You can't scream fire in a movie theater.
That's true.
Because you can't create a hazardous situation.
Right.
So amendments that give you that have rights have limits.
I agree.
And I said this to Will. It's all about the behind the thing, like. I carry or other women carry because if we're walking down the street and we get approached and we fear for our safety, someone comes after us, we're not looking for trouble. It finds us. We use this to protect ourselves.
So did he use a gun on anyone?
This happened where this guy had been at several protests involved. 5 days prior, they said that he was involved with something. Also, the officers ended up breaking a couple ribs now. So he had been out to a couple different protests. He was impeding an officer that was tear gassing another woman who was impeding their obviously whatever they were doing. You're looking for trouble at that point.
Okay, but did they know that he was armed before this all happened?
No,
did they know he was armed before until they took him down?
When they took him down is when they saw that he had the gun.
And then after pulling off, taking the gun off of him, you shoot him.
So hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
I wasn't there.
Oh, I wasn't there either.
And so I don't have all the facts.
I don't either.
Yeah,
but I have the more common rumors, I guess you could call it, till the facts are substantiated.
Right.
But the gun that he carried, the Sig Sauer, is known to accidentally discharge.
With the rear back plate, if it's smashed against that's
so. But the current theory is that the officer, I don't remember what branch he belonged to at the moment, but the officer disarmed him, and was walking away, actually running away.
Okay, yeah.
And the prevailing current theory is that the gun that he was carrying discharged into the ground, which caused a gunshot.
Oh boy!
which then activated the minds of the other agents, thinking this guy, the guy on the ground had tried to take a shot. That's their current justification for the situation.
Okay.
It's hard to say. I mean, if you're in that situation, a gunshot goes off beside you, and you've got this guy potentially, shooting at another officer. What are you going to do?
But if you're on this guy,
oh, I agree. It was complete. I believe it was completely handled wrong.
Yeah.
But the guy should have never carried to start with. Right. The situation, and I believe it was completely handled wrong.
That's correct.
However, if in fact the gun did accidentally discharge only a few feet away from the victim when the guy had disarmed him and was trying to take the gun off the scene,
right?
You can I don't want to say justify, but you can understand why the other agents then would react to a gunshot.
Okay.
To who they may have believed took the gunshot. Yeah. Right. I'm not saying it's right. It was completely handled wrong in my mind. And I don't want to say right off that the guy was murdered because of the situation that it potentially went down in. The guy was killed in a situation that should have never happened. And the agents, I believe, they reacted because of a gunshot.
Right.
But then after the guy was shot, a second agent shot him.
Yes.
And that to me goes beyond the fear for self-defense.
And especially the back. Yikes. That's, not good. No, that doesn't look good. I mean, I know I've been through tons of trainings and everything like that.
Now, I'm not going to say that, ICE should now be disbanded or anything like that. It should continue on exactly like it's going. However, there should be a few more.
There should be a lot more training. I'm thinking there's the training, maybe a little bit of reform. Definitely a lot of training.
Right now, they're under attack constantly, and they're having things thrown at them, and you can understand the tension level is high.
Of course.
But I did a post on Facebook the other day, and we mentioned this on the Ruckus Room Conservative show. Between Florida and Florida has had 150% more. I don't want to say deportations because that's kind of wrong, but arrests.
Arrests.
150% more arrests.
That's right.
And zero shootings and that type of altercation during any of these arrests.
Well, I know when I worked the ICE, it was very different. We only had maybe at the most, but I worked in HSI, a certain division, which we were mostly investigators. We were plain clothes, and it was about, 12 of us at most. We didn't need to have help from the sheriff's office and so on. So there was no army of people at all.
Well, but here in Florida, to your point, the sheriff's departments are cooperating. The state government is cooperating.
Yeah.
So there's no need for the big backup and all of this stuff.
But no one knew back then.
Exactly.
Borders for 4 years where just so many more people fled into this country.
You think people just walked across the borders there, huh?
Yeah.
They came into the country.
We want to say open now.
The administration prior to this, the reason ICE wasn't like that prior to this is because Trump is having to clean up because of what Biden allowed into this country. So that's why
now my question:
more ICE agents and there's more funding for it.
Yeah, we just need more better trained ICE agents. And also, what's your opinion about?
Well, you were previously an ICE agent, right?
Yeah.
So what training did you go through?
Oh my goodness, man. First of all, you had to have a top secret security clearance.
So is there currently a difference in training between what you went through, what they're currently going through?
Can't really comment on that right now.
So maybe
there's certain things I can't really comment on.
Right. Okay. But let's assume training is the same.
Yeah.
Then were you what would as a former ICE agent, what would you have done in a situation, assuming the gun had gone off just a couple of feet when the guy was disarmed and all of that stuff, in the middle of that tense and crazy going on situation? What training that you had would have kicked in?
First of all, the person that when it came to the lady, an agent should have been handling that. Already put her in zip ties, handcuffed.
Okay, yeah.
Then I'll go ahead. When it came to Pretti, jump on him, put him in handcuffs immediately. There's no tussle. He's not a big guy. Put him in tussle, handcuffs. Get the gun off him as soon as possible. Get it cleared. They had way too many agents that you could do that so easily.
So do you think then the part of the debacle was created because there were too many chiefs, too many agents?
Maybe too many chiefs, right? Too many chiefs, and also, it's just like you said, a lack of training.
But if the training's the same now as it was that you had, did you have a lack of training as well?
Well, no, I'm going to say obviously I've never had a problem like that in the field.
No, but
anywhere
but the
situation like that, yeah.
How do you know? Now, I've gone in the middle of the night and gotten people out of their beds at 4 o'clock in the morning, and they wanted it. They didn't want to go, and they didn't want to go to prison or go back to jail. So trust me.
Fighting against you. Yeah, no, this is a little bit. I think this is
right.
I'm sure you guys get put in situations that are
a little different. Like I say, I've jumped on someone in front of a Walgreens, and they say, "Oh, you're a monster," or something like that. Fingers broken. Lady has a knife. Already had the taser, the barbs and taser, connected to her. I shot her in the rear section there and everything. And, she dropped the knife, and already I didn't even, know that she even reached for, knife at the time. She reached for something. I already hit her with the taser. And I jumped on her, threw the handcuffs on her and stuff. While my partner was going ahead and jumping on the guy, handcuffing him, and it was no big deal. It was only 3 of us. And then the crowd was like wondering, hey, we should jump in too. And we're like, hey, get back, pull out the sidearm. And that was it. And that was just bail bond work. That was bail bond.
Why don't you think they use a taser on him? I understand with the other woman because she was in the car and it's kind of far distance to use a taser to tase her. But with Pretti, why don't you think they used a taser? Because that would have been perfect situation to use a taser just to get him.
That's a good question. That's a good question because he was sprayed, but he was he was former U.S. military too. And when they do in the U.S. military,
so he was trained to deal with.
Yes,
spray.
He was.
Yeah.
And I've been, you've been tasered, something like that, or sprayed when it comes to training. But like I said, he wasn't more of an aggressive or aggressor in the case, but they don't know when they approach someone. You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on.
You don't know,
and that's why I'm saying that if the situation was that the firearm accidentally discharged,
right.
It was just a domino effect after that.
Yeah,
though shooting him in the back is just it should never have gone.
Right. We can have our differences, left, right, up, down, whatever. But come on, we don't have to shoot each other. Any of the shootings, no, anywhere.
And he was down.
Yeah, and you're down too. It's just it's a shame. It's a shame because, even with the Kyle Rittenhouse, if you want to go there, I was wondering about what's your opinion about something like that, Chrissy, because remember, that was a riot and he did have an AR-style weapon. And he did walk up to the police with it after killing 2 people, shooting 3, right?
Yeah.
Well, he brought a gun to a, He brought, I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, and there's a lot of similarities to that.
Yeah, some and some, some similarities.
The people that he shot, and was found innocent of, or found not innocent of, but found to be in self-defense.
Right.
If we follow that, then we have to say that he was trying to defend himself against people that were attempting to do him bodily harm. However, he did bring a gun.
And he did go to the fight.
And he went to the fight.
Yeah.
So, it's a tough call. It's a tough situation,
tough.
Right?
Yeah, we don't.
And he walked up to the police with it, but he wasn't threatening to the police. He wasn't involved in protesting against the police. So they may not have felt threatened by him.
But anyone holding a firearm, and you're the police, and you roll up, and someone's holding or even possession of one, you'd be like, "Hey, lay down on the ground." That's it. That's the only thing you want to do is you want them to lay down on the ground.
Of course.
If not, they're unfortunately going to get.
Did they tell him to lay down?
They didn't even tell him to lay down. He put his hands up, which is what you're supposed to do.
Right. Okay. So he was at that moment in a non-threatening situation.
And also, when you notice when Pretti was being sprayed and stuff, he had his his hand up. He was still recording. It wouldn't hurt if he would have just gotten on the ground. But I don't know. Right. It depends on the officers, because some officers are determined to use their guns. Some, not all.
And we can't say what that officers or the two officers.
No, we don't know their intent.
We don't know their intent.
No.
And I've watched a lot of the videos, and I can't tell if the gun discharged by mistake and then the other guy's shot, because you really can't. You can't see the other gun discharging at the time that you're seeing the other shot. So it's a difficult situation. But
that's right.
I have a concealed weapons permit, and Florida is an open carry state.
Oh, yes, it is.
But I wouldn't go to a protest if I was a protester. If I was passing by and had it on me, that's but I wouldn't get involved.
Right.
And I wouldn't go to a protest armed, because
you better not. You're looking for trouble.
Yeah, either looking for trouble, or if trouble happens,
that's it. You're that's it. You're in the middle. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Common sense. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Yes.
You're right. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
So I think there's a lot of blame all the way around, but I think the entire situation was handled completely.
Everything
wrong.
can be avoided, right, when just using common sense.
The guy should be alive today.
That's correct. That's correct.
But he did put himself there.
That's right. That's right. So. He did. Looks like man, we had a pretty great show, and I do have to say this. So one last thing, just have to give just one last minute of just a moment of silence here for Tom Cash. He was a former DEA special agent in charge. He passed away. It's Christmas. Great guy. And,
is this somebody you knew?
Yes, and he passed away on Christmas Day. He was 85 years old, and he was one of the guys that dismantled Pablo Escobar, the cocaine cowboys, and Manuel Noriega. Actually, his office brought in Manuel Noriega. He was one of the guys during the Miami Vice era of crime in Florida, and he was a bad man. He was just he was like during the middle of the war on drugs, and I went to his celebration of life down in South Florida, and he was just his wife was around. She's really hurt right now, but hey, everybody remembers him as just one of the coolest guys around. And just want to say, hey, you know what? Hey, what is we were thinking about you, Tom, and hey, the next things, next venture, we'll see you when we see you. We'll see you next time. But anyways, I'm gonna have to close out Will's World, and I just want to thank you guys. I had a great time, and hey, that's it. Got anything, Chrissy? Ellen?
Oh, I'm good. I'll see you guys next week. It was fun.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
See you now.